Hey everybody, thanks for joining me and Odin today. We have some awesome updates for you. Ross Coulthart just finished an interview of filmmaker James Fox. He is known for his UFO, UAP documentaries. They are amazing. Look them up, watch them all. They are well worth it. And in this interview today, he basically was explaining some additional footage, additional interviews that he has worked up for the documentary that came out in 2022 called Moment of Contact. This documentary was basically Brazil's Roswell crash, right? It's very well known, happened back in the day. There's a lot of information about it. It happened in Varginha, Brazil. Hope I'm saying that right. And during this interview, James Fox gives all sorts of amazing updates that he's been doing with this investigative journalism down there. Hey everyone, sorry for the interruption. Odin just reminded me, make sure and hit that like button below and subscribe so you can get updates right when they come out, and post a comment in the chat. I definitely want to hear how you feel about this topic and this episode in particular. Thank you so much. It really helps us get the message out there about our crazy reality. Okay, now back to the episode. And what we're going to look at today are a couple clips of some of the more exciting aspects of these updates. He was actually able to track down the lead neurosurgeon who worked on one of these aliens. We have a clip of him talking, giving a bit of his experiences, and also of James talking about how he had telepathic communication with this entity. It follows a lot of the same stories that we've heard over the years about this telepathic communication, very similar messages that we hear about as well. So let's take a look.
Now, for the first time ever, we have firsthand eyewitness testimony from the lead neurosurgeon still at the hospital, who describes face-to-face contact with the live alien for 4 minutes.
Meu nome é Ítalo Venturelli, estudei em São Paulo, fiz neurologia, neurocirurgia, fiz mais de 5.000 cirurgias. Só queria deixar essa mensagem que eu realmente vi. No dia fui ver como se eu tivesse ido ver um paciente, e não era um paciente, realmente era um alien, claramente um alien. O crânio era em forma de gota, os olhos em forma de gota. Eu fui ver um paciente, achando que era um humano. E eu vi ali um ser maravilhoso de um mundo que eu não conheço. Me pergunto se estava sofrendo, ele não estava sofrendo, se ele estava entendendo, ele estava entendendo. Muito calmo, muito tranquilo, olhou para mim como se entendesse tudo o que eu estava pensando. Eu acho bacana conversar isso, explicar para as pessoas que existem muito mais coisas do que a gente imagina. Para mim foi muito importante ver, porque eu vi a imensidão que tem esse universo, né? Não somos só nós aqui, nesse mundo tão maravilhoso, mas deve existir muitos outros, e aquele ser que estava ali é prova disso.
I said to him, I said, because I'm very curious, when you looked in the eyes, because everybody always says when you look in the eyes, that's when it happens, and so what happened when you looked in the eyes? Was there any kind of communication? And yes, he said yes. And then he said, fala se fala, which is speaking without speaking, which I thought was interesting, that it was calm, it was relaxed and calm, and communicating that it was okay to him, and there was, and the way he described it, and I did another, just a couple weeks ago, I did another full sit down 1.5 hour extremely detailed interview with him, with every possible detail I could possibly extract, that I've yet to completely transcribe and put out into the world, but I will, and perhaps we do that with you guys. But where he goes into great detail as much as he can about it. But he said that it was an elevated, advanced intelligence. This is the one thing that he said, there's nothing like it here on Earth. It was.
That's some pretty extraordinary stuff. I'm very excited to see this new documentary, just with all the new witnesses that he's been able to come up with, have these extensive interviews. He said that it's supposed to be coming out this year. He's going to make some announcements, so follow him on X, follow him wherever you get your social media or other news, and definitely be on the lookout for when this is going to be released. But he said this year. So very excited for that. Another clip that I wanted to take a look at is in regards to the military police officer who passed away after coming into contact with one of the beings. He was reportedly sent out. There were reports of this being running around throughout the city. They said, go get him, bring him back. He grabbed him, threw him in the truck. Apparently, he ended up with some sort of scratch on his arm. And you'll see that they explain that there was some sort of bacteria that they had no idea where this was from. It's some sort of weird variant that they have never seen before. They were actually able to interview the doctors who worked on this military police officer. So check it out.
And the military officer, Marco Cherise, who died a couple weeks after allegedly handling this creature, he dies. Well, the people that did the autopsy is I think it's IPD, two forensic pathologists, Dr. Giannini and Dr. Armando, both went on the record for the first time for us on camera just recently and said, I did the autopsy. The guy that did the tissue samples, Dr. Giannini, who founded the company, he said, I've never seen bacteria behave in the way that bacteria behaved. It's never before and never since.
So just to remind our audience, this is the policeman, the military policeman, who got a scratch under his arm when he was retrieving the body of, or the alien, the live alien, and taking it to the hospital that night in the original 20th of January incident. And he'd got that scratch. It had become infected and developed an abscess. And so the pathologists couldn't help him at all. They couldn't treat him.
Well, so he was treated in and I talked to another doctor who also treated him just recently. He didn't go on camera, but we met with him privately. And he said we threw the kitchen sink at him and there's nothing we could do. That bacteria was just the most resilient bacteria they've ever seen. Nothing reacted to it, and it killed him.
Now, James, I just want at this point back a little bit, James, because it's quite tragic, the story of the military police officer, Chiresi, who picked up the being and tried to get it medical treatment.
Yes.
His family, that they've got the records, and you've mentioned that the pathologists couldn't do anything for him. What kind of bacteria did they say it was? Was it known within human bacterial understanding?
It was, so we have just as of like a week or two ago, we got the full report with comments of the autopsy, and we're in the process of having them because our translator, it's very technical, but it was a variant of a particular bacteria that he's never in his life seen, and he's done thousands and thousands of biopsies. He said it was a variant, like it was an evolved bacteria that was resilient and was doing things that he's never seen do before. And
that's important, because one of the debunks on the Chiresi case that's been put out by the officials in the Brazilian military and intelligence community is that this bacteria was nothing unusual, that it wasn't an anomalous bacteria at all. You're categorical that the pathology records that you've newly obtained do verify that this was an anomalous bacteria.
I have him on camera going into total detail about it just recently, looking right at the camera. I'm the guy that did the tissue samples. I'm the guy that saw it. This is what I saw. I've done thousands and thousands of biopsies, never before and never since. That's right now.
All this new evidence that's coming out is just wild. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, definitely check out the full interview between James and Ross. It's awesome. Ross Coulthart, News Nation, thank you so much. You guys do amazing work. James Fox, you do amazing work. There's so much information that comes out just because of you two gentlemen. So I really appreciate that. Everybody go check out their stuff. And they also provided the trailer with some updated footage. So that's what I'll leave you with. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the journey. Check it out. We'll see you next time.
Have you been exposed to undeniable confirmation of a non-human intelligence craft?
There is something out there, and we should know as the people what it is.
Do you believe that the federal government is knowingly concealing evidence about UAPs from the public?
100%. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
Non-human, exotic origin, vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
For the first time in history, the names of alleged companies and gatekeepers analyzing recovered alien technology are being exposed.
Are any of you willing to name specific individuals?
Dr. James Ryder at Lockheed, Glenn Gaffney, CIA.
For decades, we've heard allegations of the retrieval of objects of alien origin.
In 1933, some disc-shaped object crashed.
It was not anything from this earth.
A UFO crashed in Kingman.
Didn't drop out of the sky. It had to come in on an angle.
The feeling I had during the encounter was like no type of aircraft I've ever seen before.
I saw the evidence. It's a crash retrieval, there's a craft, and there's alien bodies.
But one of the most well-documented UFO crash retrieval cases involving live aliens took place in Varginha, Brazil.
There's a crashed vehicle.
2 seres extraterrestres foram capturados, depois, posteriormente, foram levados para o hospital.
Meu nome é Carlos de Souza.
Meu nome é Cátia Xavier.
Meu nome é Liliane Silva.
Meu nome é Valquíria Silva.
Em 1996, eu vi uma criatura estranha.
Fui até o local quando o general de brigada falou para mim que era assunto de segurança nacional. Ele morre por aí, acabou.
Deu pra ver nitidamente. Era um charuto no ar.
O negócio da agenda, eu nem quis tocar, porque vai deixar o sino aqui na barra.
Levaram para Campinas e Campinas levaram para os Estados Unidos.
Now, for the first time in history,
nunca vi caso assim.
We have the most compelling first-hand testimony.
Todo mundo surpreso. Assim, operantes que sofreram uma punição muito severa.
Communication with a live alien in captivity.
Foi aqui.
Os olhos eram como se fosse uma gota de água.
How much time did he spend with the alien in the room?
3, 4 meses.
Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you've enjoyed the content, please subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment, share on your social media. It's quick and it's free, and it really helps the algorithm for the channel, as well as spread the word about our crazy reality. And make sure to check out my other videos if you haven't already, so you can catch up and be better informed. Thank you again. Sending good vibes to you all. Enjoy the journey.